TitleMatchNetwork.com.
How did you wind up in Texas for World Class?
I got a call from Samu. Again, I was out in San Francisco, and I kind of didn't really know. I know I wanted to wrestle, but I didn't really know if there was a future in wrestling. And I got a call from him. And I said, "Listen, there's this company out here in Texas. It's a big company. It's on TV." And he told me who it was, and I was familiar with it because I'd watch it from San Francisco. And he told me we got a chance to get on here to get to TV, and if we get to TV, we'll get exposure for the world to see us, and then maybe we'll have a chance to be able to come to WWF at the time. So that was basically how we got there, was from a phone call from Sammy.
Who was the booker at the time? Do you remember? Was it Gary Hart or?
No, I think it was at the time Eric Embry.
Okay.
I believe it was. Yeah.
How'd you get along with Eric?
I think Erichs, he didn't push us too hard.
Huh.
We kind of had after our first run in there when we got down with the Von Erichs, and if anybody ever worked with the Von Erichs, you know how stiff and clumsy they can be. And we were a bunch of young kids coming in for a job. And the thing what Uncle Alpha told us is, you guys go down there and make a name for yourself. Don't care who it is. So we had nothing to lose.
Right.
But we came down there and we ran into Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes was one of Alpha and Sika's boys. And they kind of took us under their wing. And when we had our first deal with the Von Erichs, I mean, they beat us up, but we fought right back. We tore into them, and I think we kind of earned our respect being the young kids and working with guys like that.
What are some of your memories of some of the matches you guys had with, who'd you work, Kevin and Kerry? Or?
Yeah, we worked Kevin and Kerry. We mainly had a big angle with Michael PSAs and Steve Cox, the Oklahoma City boy. And we had a couple feuds with Jeff Jarrett, and they put us up against Botswana Beast and Kamala. I guess they tried to make the two animals,
Right.
But our biggest feud had to be with Michael Hayes and Steve Cox.
What was Michael like outside the ring? A big partier?
Oh man, shit. Big party is not the word, man. He is the party. You're growing up and you're hanging around with guys like the Freebirds. I mean, you're already corrupted before you even started. We'd seen such things as Buddy Roberts spitting his chew up in the air, open his mouth, and he'd catch that chew back in there and swallow it. He'd spit stuff on the wall, and one Freebird would go over there and lick it off the wall. So we were sitting there trying to soak all this in. I said, well, I guess this is what we got our hands into. Let's do it. So.
Any good road stories from the Texas era?
Yeah, a lot of. Being out there in Texas was actually fun. We didn't make no money, We did a lot of driving up and down and didn't realize how big the state of Texas is. There was a lot of fun people around and be around, and you run into guys like Stone Cold out there, and these are all the guys from, that used to be there. They are big names in the business now. And the story that I would say about there is working all the time, but still being broke. No money. So you gotta love the business to be able to do that, yeah.
You were paying your dues like that?
Yeah, paying your dues.
What are your memories about Fritz von Erich?
I didn't meet, I met Fritz not too much, a couple times in the sportatorium. Fritz was to me, the little time I met him, he was a hard man. Very hard. He was one of those guys that when he came through the locker room, you felt his presence. I was young,
Right.
And just the way I know he loved his boys a lot, man. The way I seen it in the locker room for the short time that I was there with him, but I didn't know him too much.
Right. Did you feel that he might have pressured some of his sons to, stay in the business, and that's what attributed to a lot of the problems with the Von Erichs, or?
He probably would have. Again, I can't answer too much for Fritz because I don't really know him. I know of him, but I really I knew his sons that carried those guys because those guys are partiers, man.
Yep.
I mean, they party inside the locker room, and these are the boss's sons, you know.
Right. Right.
You're supposed to. I guess I was kind of confused because I thought you would want to set some type of so for the boys to, this is what you do, this is the way we want our business run. But when you have a bunch of wrestlers and you see the guys, the boss's son getting fucked up and everything, so I guess you're giving everybody the green light then,
And they started missing towns too, I think.
Yeah, well, that's when I used to say, I guess it's good to be the boss's son. We'll show up at the big towns, but screw the little towns.
All right. How did things change down in Texas when Jerry Jarrett bought into the company? Were you there at that time?
Yeah. Again, I think it kind of changed for the better because, in my eyes, we were finally out of Texas. Because we were flying. All of a sudden, we were being booked other weekends, going back and forth to Memphis.
Right.
And when me and Sammy got out to we were in so much into Texas that I was at that point that I wanted to get the hell out of Texas because I didn't feel like this is where my career is at right here, And when we got out to Memphis, we made noise in Memphis. Again, in this business, you can tell if the crowd likes you and you tell them they don't like you. Tell them they appreciate your work. And by the time we got out there, we can tell we had a following. And that just kind of had me and Sammy's mind to a different level then.
Right.
We were starting to go someplace. And if it was Memphis, if we made it to Memphis, now the next stop is the big show. So it was a big opportunity for us to be able to be a part when Jerry Jarrett and those guys came to Texas.
What was it like when Jerry Lawler came in? What was he like to work with?
Jerry was cool. I mean, I know of him, but I didn't know him. I mean, we never kind of really got to work with him. We'd always work with Jeff Jarrett. Jerry would always be on the card working with people like Kamala or Black Bart.
Right.
I guess these are all the people that he felt comfortable working with or he knew. But again, we were young kids, dude. We didn't understand. All we did was just go out there and do what we knew,
What are some of your memories of the USWA versus WCCW feud?
USWA? I didn't even know there was a feud out there.
It was like the Memphis versus the Texas territory. They were doing that on TV a lot.
Oh, man, I guess it was good, Right. I mean, we were there, dude, but
it was good business. Right.
We were kind of still in a learning process.
Gotcha. What are your memories of some of your matches that you had with Michael Hayes and Stephen Cox?
Well, Michael Hayes stands a record that he was the only wrestler who's ever beat me and Sam in a cage match by himself. That's because he was booking the show.
Right. What about Superclash 3? That was the big pay-per-view that they did with Lawler and Curry on top, and you guys got to work that show.
That was kind of an edge too, man. It gave us an opportunity to kind of feel what it feels like to be a part of a pay-per-view. These are all different channels, learning channels for us. We were kind of there, but we were kind of at the same time. We were thinking that, well, we must be somewhat good to be a part of this big deal. So we kind of kept that shell like that. We were there, but at the same time, opening our eyes and listening and kind of learning everything at the same time. So all this was good experience for us.
Do you remember that night when that was the night that Curry cut himself and the State Athletic Commission, I believe, stopped the main event with him and Lawler? Do you remember that? Or
no, I don't.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.